Okay, everybody, hello. Welcome back to Powtoon Studio Live. We're going to get set up. Well, we're set up, sorry. We're going to get ready in just a moment's time. A few problems there with the stream. I do apologize for that. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I do see that we are live now on YouTube. So all being well, you're going to be able to interact with us. So what is Studio Live? Well, Studio Live basically is an opportunity for you, our Powtoon users, to engage with the Powtoon community, the wider community, and also Powtoon ourselves. My name is Daniel Nathan. I'm Chief Customer Officer at Powtoon. I'm very, very excited that you could join us today. This is an opportunity for you to really ask us any questions you want. Perhaps maybe you're stuck with a particular feature, looking to get a kickstart with your Powtoons, and also an opportunity for us to show you some features and how you can get more value and achieve, let's say, more quality content at scale using Powtoon. So we've got a few things that we're going to be showing you today. This is a live stream, so we do have a chat function. If you want to use it, you're welcome to do so. You can put your let's have a look. You can put your comments into the stream, into the chat inside YouTube, and I'll be able to address those as you need to. I think we're going to be online for about an hour, maybe a little bit more if you guys want to want to engage with us, want to interact. Feel free to put your questions into the chat. So if you have any questions to do with Powtoon, maybe you're stuck with something, you're inside the studio and you're struggling to find something, perhaps maybe you need a little helping hand to figure out how to move the objects around the screen, or how to animate your characters, or how to even create your own custom avatars. That's exactly what Powtoon Studio Live is for you. So let us know if you have any questions, put them into the chat and I'll be happy to address it. There is something, first of all, as we get going, I want to share with you, and that is some new features inside Powtoon. Maybe it's the first time you've come into Powtoon, or maybe it's the first time you're visiting in quite a while. Then I'd be happy to show you some features that we have here. As I say, anytime at all you have any questions, feel free to put them into the chat inside the YouTube chat, and I'll be able to answer those for you. So we are streaming live. What are we today? This is it's the last day of September, or September 30th, 2025. Only less than 3 months now to the holidays. It's 8 o'clock, just gone 8 o'clock in the evening here in London, England, which is where Powtoon's global headquarters are based. That would make it 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the east coast of the USA. So good afternoon to you if you're joining us from there. And that would then I make it 12 p.m. So almost lunchtime if you're joining us from the west coast, from the Pacific coast. And if you are joining us in Europe, Central European time, for you, it will be 9 p.m. So good evening to you. I hope you're doing very, very well indeed. Like I said, if you have any questions at all throughout this live stream in the next hour, feel free to put those questions into the chat, and I'll pick them up and answer any questions support related about Powtoon, how to move something, how to move objects around, how to animate, how to create custom avatars, custom characters, how to take a document even and turn that into a compelling, dynamic video with a fantastic narrative. So I'm going to show you a few new features inside Powtoon you may or may not have seen before. And the first one that I'm going to bring to your attention is this here, what we call anything to video. So there's obviously a common, let's say, challenge at a lot of organizations, which is you have lots and lots of content that needs to be communicated or transformed into learning content, and that content is often in the form of something like a PDF document, right? So you need your organization, your colleagues, your students, whoever it might be, your peers, to consume a piece of information through a PDF now, or a PowerPoint file or something like that. So we, of course, know that nobody really wants to read a PDF. So we have this feature inside Powtoon called anything to video, where you can transform any static content, okay, PowerPoint, PDF, whatever it might be, into a compelling dynamic video. And to demonstrate this for you, I'm going to start with a typical, let's say, as typical a document as you could probably find inside an organization. And this is a document about occupational health and safety. Okay, I've pulled it from a website for Accenture, the global management consultancy organization. This is a publicly facing document, and it's occupational health and safety policy. Okay, you may have seen something similar in your organization, but they expect employees to read this, retain this, and understand the content in this. Now, it's a nice looking PDF, I suppose. There's some their nice purple branded color there, lots of text, some nice images, but people aren't really going to read it. And if they are, they're certainly not going to retain it. So I'm going to show you how you can take this document, upload it into Powtoon, and convert it into a video. So you have an option. I beg your pardon. Let me just switch to the other tab here. So going back to this tab here, you're able to upload documents up to 10 megabytes in size, or 10 pages in total. Over the course of the next few weeks, we'll actually be increasing the size, the upload size into Powtoon. So I've just uploaded this document, occupational health and safety document. You've got a couple of options here. I'd like to take this document and create like a short summary video, just a few slides summarizing the key points of that, or you can create a full recap of it. Okay, so if you've got like a 10-page document, you're able to basically extract all the points, not just the key points, but all the points of that document, and create essentially a 10 to 20 slide Powtoon automatically for you. So we're just going to create a short summary in doing that. Okay, and then we're going to hit generate script. Now, what's happening now is our AI is not just converting it into a video. It's identifying, or intelligently identifying, the key points, or what our AI assumes are the key points of that document, and it's going to build a narrative. It's going to build for me visuals and audio. Okay. So it's actually going to, in this case, it's going to build, sorry, I just jumped past this bit here. It's going to build what we call a footage-based video, or a B-roll style video, I like to say. This is the style of the output that it's actually going to bring out for you. It's actually going to produce. There are two other styles of video that you're going to be able to produce using anything to video shortly. One's called a presentation style video, and the other one's called presentation video with avatars, with human avatars. I'll be able to show you a little example of what a presentation video is. This is going to produce for you as I say, a footage-based video, which is B-roll in the background. Presentation is more like a slideshow, if you like a slide deck. If you wanted to take this PDF and convert it into a slideshow, which you might have to show at a conference or an exhibition or whatever the case may be, you're able to do that. And then you'll shortly also be able to create that same presentation style video with avatars into it. So what it's doing now, it's now taking, as I say, the key elements of that document and basically building out the slides for you. Now, this is available for you right now in Powtoon, so you can do this. For the purpose of time, I've already gone ahead and created it a little bit before the this session. And here we go. I'm just going to refresh the page here. And the video, I've created the video here. Just bear with me 1 second. Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon. It's where are we? It's occupational health and safety. This one here, right here. So here we go. Let's go to this one. So this is the video that I produced a little bit earlier on occupational health and safety. So it's basically converted this into a video with B-roll in the background, together with text and voiceover. And this has all been done by our AI platform. Okay, so it does this for you automatically. It creates this this custom, incredibly, how can I say, engaging video for you, which of course, because it's in Powtoon, you can go ahead and edit as much or as little as you like. I'm just going to play this back for you. I do hope you can hear the audio. I'm just going to go back to my screen sharing options and just make sure that I have selected the audio. Make sure that I have selected the audio so you can hear it. Let me make sure that's good. Yeah, I'm definitely selected audio. So all being well, you should be able to hear this. I'm just going to play this back from the very beginning. Here we go. Okay, I'll just reload let's reload that slide again, just so you can hear it. I guess I'm having a few internet issues here. Let's just reload this. The perils of going live, I suppose, of live streaming. Okay, so let's play this back from the beginning. No, that's not working for us. Okay, so just give it a second. I'm going to just refresh this tab, and then away we go, and see if we can get this working again. Let's reload that studio. Play it back from the beginning.
Have you ever wondered how a safe work environment can boost productivity? Welcome to our occupational health and safety course. where creating a secure and thriving workspace is our goal. In today's session, we have some critical topics lined up: risk prevention, occupational health and safety system monitoring, activation and sensitization of actors, and strategic asset investment. Let's explore each of these important areas. Risk
We'll
prevention is
continue
vital
just for
for
a
the
little bit.
company's safety and success.
So there you go. So you get the idea. What it's basically done is created a video with B-roll in the background, together with some text on the screen, as well as as you heard, some audio. And the audio was created by automatically through our text-to-speech feature as well, which you may we can cover that very, very shortly. Now, it's important to note that the video that is created here is actually just from Powtoon's generic library, right? So we have, if we go to videos here, we have a stock library of about, I think about 100,000 video files that you can use for any purpose with an integration called Storyblocks, okay? And, you know, we have like some nice video. You can filter through, find the type of video that you're looking for. We categorize it into different verticals, let's say here, but you're able to essentially, you know, find the video you want. This is available for you to use. You can also upload your own video as you need. So if you have any custom video that you've shot maybe through your organization, or video that's available to you in your roles at work, you're able to upload that video as well. However, one of the things we've got inside Powtoon, which is fairly new, is an integration now with VO3, with Google VO3, which allows you now to create custom generated or generative videos just using prompts. Okay? Using prompts. Now, this is extremely powerful. If you've not used Google VO3, you absolutely can try it out inside Powtoon. If you have a subscription with us, you'll be able to use it because you need. It works on like a credit-based system, an AI credit system. If you have a subscription with us, you'll get an amount of credits for you to use. But essentially, you can go into Google VO3 here inside Powtoon and generate a video to effectively meet your, let's say, your brand, your tone, whatever it might be. So so if we have a look at this video here, we've got this this office. Okay, it's sort of a
Risk prevention is vital for the.
It's a nice office. It's a generic office. Okay, but let's say it doesn't necessarily speak to your brand or our brand. Okay, and our tone. What you can do here is you can now use Google VO3, for example, and replace that background with, or that, let's say, replace that office scene with your own custom generated office scene. So let's say we want to create a dynamic, bustling office scene. Okay, well, now we'll leave that as it is for now. Now, the other thing you can do is you can give Google VO3 a reference image. Now, what I mean by a reference image is it will basically here, as the tooltip says, it will use the image as an initial sort of keyframe for your generated videos. It means it will basically generate a video off the look and feel of your image to give it essentially a little bit more, how can I say, a little bit more bespoke look for your needs. So if you click on the reference image, it'll basically open up inside your image library inside Powtoon, and you can open this office scene that we've got here, or this office image, and then click generated video. Now, again, for the purpose of time, I don't want to use my credits here. I've already done that a little earlier, and I've basically created that same slide here, but just regenerated the video using this office scene that I just added here. Okay. And if I just play this back.
Risk prevention is vital for the company's safety and success.
So you can see there, it's the same slide here. If I go back to number 3.
Risk prevention is vital for the company's safety and success.
You'll see it's the same slide, just with a slightly more customized video to make it more on brand to fit my tone. This is actually not our tone or our brand, but it's a bright yellow, and I thought it would stick out on this live stream. So that's why I chose that. So using Google VO3 is extremely powerful. As I say, you're able to now create incredibly dynamic videos to add into Powtoon based on as much or as little prompting, let's say, as you need. You can give VO here some good prompts and then add in a reference image, and it will generate a video for you. Now, that brings me on actually to another point. And by the way, if anyone has any questions, we're going to be here for about another half an hour. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them into the YouTube chat, and anything about Powtoon at all. Maybe you're looking to try a new feature, you're struggling to figure out how something works. I'm here to hold your hand. I'm here to talk you through it. We can do that live here inside the YouTube live. more than happy to give you a helping hand as much, and happy to spend as much time as we need with you. So feel free to put your questions in the chat if you have any. Now, on the topic of prompting, this is where I believe Powtoon can add real value to your organization. So now that we have Google VO3 inside Powtoon, you're able to create a basically completely different visual style or visual output of content that you've ever been able to do in Powtoon. Because in Powtoon, we have human avatars. You may or may not know that, but we have avatars here with an integration with HeyGen and Colossian. We also have characters, of course. Powtoon's roots are in animation. We love animation. You can build an animation style video, an animated explainer. But using Google VO3 now inside Powtoon has changed the landscape completely, because now you're able to create an actual cinematic style video, completely different to anything you've been able to do in Powtoon before. Now, of course, you can go to Google VO directly and pay them the money and use VO there, but having the Google integrated in Powtoon opens up all the other core capabilities, such as text on the screen, such as narration, such as overlays and things like background music. So using Powtoon's core capabilities together with VO3 really, can really help you to level up your content and create some truly engaging stuff. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by VO, like a cinematic style video. So just touching on this, sorry, if I go back to sharing my screen again, if I'm just touching back on this occupational health and safety video, that's what this Powtoon is, right? It's a converted video from that occupational health and safety document I showed you a few moments ago. Now, imagine if together with this video, people are watching, yeah, it's a nice video, there's a man talking in the background, but what if you could actually add a real world scenario into your video? What I mean by that is, what if you could actually add a mini movie to this video, a mini movie to offer the viewer an actionable insight, something they can actually take away and watch, let's say, a scenario of occupational health and safety in action. So it's okay to talk to them with bullet points, analyze risks, yada, yada, yada. But if you were able to create something cinematic, a mini movie of sorts, it would have more impact. The message would have more impact on your organization and your colleagues, and therefore make it more. The message will be more reinforced, and of course, make it more memorable. So this is something you can do with Google VO3, and this is something we do at Powtoon as well. What I mean by that is we've created, since we've had Google VO3 inside Powtoon now for about 4 months, 4 months, we've now created a series of internal training videos for Powtoon, as our other customers have, using Google VO3. And one of these videos is about, is about respect or building and maintaining a respectful culture and respectful behaviors of others in the workplace. A very sort of typical, let's say, training topic that you would go through when you're joining an organization. Respectful behavior in the workplace. I'm going to share that video that we made using Google VO3. I'm going to share that with you now and then talk to you a little bit about how we made it.
Oh no, here it comes.
So, did your Tinder match survive date night?
It was clearly meant to be a joke, but not everyone is laughing. Discomfort can be silent. Intent doesn't erase impact.
Man, you're wild.
Your choices shape your culture. Doing the right thing starts with speaking up.
I'm really sorry. That joke was out of line.
So that video was made completely using Google VO3 inside Powtoon. We added some text in, like respect starts with, if I just let it play till the end, actually. Know your policy. This is text and overlays that were added inside Powtoon, but the video itself was created entirely using Google VO3 inside Powtoon. And it was all created simply using prompts. And I'll show you how, I'll show you what prompts we use, and I'll show you how we created those prompts as well. Everything inside this video, everything you see, from the camera angle, the description of the characters on the screen, the movement of the cameras, all the way to, here we go, this red button is defined by the prompt that we gave Google VO3. And you can do the same thing, right? Now, in order to create a video, and you can, okay, I think we can all agree that was a really nicely made video. Okay, it was smooth, everything was good, the audio was great, everything made sense in terms of the narrative and the character movement. Now, in order to create a video of that quality, you need to create an exceptional prompt. You need, or a series of prompts, right? Because Google VO3 is completely prompt driven. The more information you put in, the better the quality of the product you get out. I'm going to show you very shortly how we built that. Or I'll share with you, first of all, the prompts that we used. You can see how complex they were, and also how we built that. Because I built that with a couple of colleagues, and I am not a script writer. I'm not an Oscar-winning director or anything like that. I'm not able by myself manually to write a prompt of that quality. I didn't need to, because we've actually built a prompt director in Powtoon, which is incredible. The other thing I'm going to show with you is another video. This time not made by Powtoon, but made by a client of ours called DICOM. They're a US-based, I think, cable fiber optic engineering organization. They're a client of ours, and they've given us permission to show their videos. The first video I'm going to show you now is one they made using Google VO3 inside Powtoon, but just using their own prompts that they've figured out from, you know, ChatGPT and prompts that they typed into Word, and without using our prompt director. I'm going to show you the video they made, and they came to us asking for assistance with this video to improve it. So I'm going to show you the video and see if you can spot perhaps maybe where there are a few mistakes. This is the video they made using Google VO3.
Get the bleep off my property. You can't bleep dig here.
Let's go!
Get the flap off my property. You can't flap and dig here. Get the flap off my property. You can't flap and dig here. Get the flap off my property. You can't flap and dig here.
Okay, there we go. So again, you know, it's a cute video. It's a nice video. We've got some, you know, good lighting and whatnot, but clearly there's some issues. So they have tried hard, but
Property. You can't bleep dig here.
Let's go!
yeah, there's a few things don't make sense, right? You've got the van going here, almost knocking this guy over. This other guy, if you just notice, just ran over this hole. You know, there's a few things that didn't make sense, and this is a bit.
Get the flap off my property. You can't flap and dig here.
So basically, the scene is engineers in the street in someone's garden, you know, installing cable, installing, I believe, fiber optic cable, and the training they were trying to DICOM. The training team, the piece of training they were trying to create was how to deal with members of the public who are obviously angry at the fact that there are roadworks, there are people digging and, you know, digging up their front lawn, digging the sidewalk, whatever. So, you know, I think you get that from this video, but obviously, as I say, there are some issues. There's a guy walking over the hole, walking backwards into a car. It didn't quite make sense. So they came to us and asked us to improve that. How could we improve that for them? And what we did is we used our prompt director, which we built, and basically created the same video, the same use case, the same topic, the same scenario, but used our prompt director, our AI prompt director, basically to create AI complex prompts, which we then reintegrated into Google VO3. So there were no directors, there were no creative agencies involved. It was just us using our prompt director. And I'm going to show you the second video that we built for them using the prompt director. Here we go.
That should be everything.
Yeah, looks good.
Let's do the last one.
Hey! Get the off my property! You can't dig here!
How did we get here? It was just another job. Your crew followed all the right steps. But someone didn't understand what you were doing or didn't care. And now they're angry, yelling, and headed straight for you. In these moments, it's natural to feel the urge to react, to match the other person's energy. But safety starts.
So, I mean, it's a 5-minute long video. We're not going to show you the whole thing. But you can see it's already structured in such a more compelling dynamic, let's say, okay, or a more compelling narrative. What happened here is this gentleman came out of the house and started shouting at the workers. The workers stopped, and then the message said, "Whoa, wait a minute." As tempting as it might be to scream back, think, stop, breathe. So they're so much better now because it's been created in AI, or let's say the prompts were created using AI. It wasn't just someone just typing in, build me a video to XYZ. And it was created using our, as I say, our prompt director machine. Now, I'm going to share with you that prompt director machine right now. It's available inside Powtoon. If I go back to my screen share here, there we go. This is our prompt director, and I will put the, I think I can put the link to it in the chat. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to put the link to it in the Facebook chat here. This is our prompt director. So anyone can use it. It's free to use. And the prompt director basically allows or asks you to give it a little bit of you've got to put in a prompt into the prompt director, right? So it's asking you to feed the prompt director a little bit of information, and we will build you the prompts for you. And if you go down to the bottom here, you will see 4 stunning cinematic videos that we've created all using Google VO3 inside Powtoon. We built it using the prompt director. I'm not going to go through these, but have a look. This health and fitness one here is especially good, but they're all incredible videos, high-level videos, not using any creative design elements or any creative skills. We've done nothing other than use our prompt engine or our prompt director, and this is it here. So to get to the prompt director, once you're on the prompt director, you simply click create prompts. Now, and then ask you to verify, of course, and then it'll ask you to, if you're logged into Powtoon already, I'll show you shortly, it will basically send everything to your Powtoon account. It'll send all the prompts to each slide in your account. I'll explain very shortly. So here it's asking you a vision. We're going to say explain a video, and we're going to click continue. This is where it's asking you for some prompts. You need to, of course, prompt the prompt director in order to get your cinematic style video, that output that you want. And the first thing it's asking you is, what story do you want to tell? Now, for the purpose of time, I've already gone ahead and created. I've already gone ahead and put in this information into the prompt director. Okay, so going there. So here we go. So what's the story you want to tell? I've already added this in. I want to create a training video about safety, featuring a safety officer talking about the importance of helmets, work gloves, and high visibility vests. It's important that every time something is explained, it's visually demonstrated. This is actually a really key line to put into Google VO3, and Google actually recommends, it's their best practice, to add something like this line in. Every time you explain something, VO, please also visually demonstrate it as well. That's a really important line to put in, because now it's telling the system that I don't just want you to tell me something, I want you to show me something, okay? That's it. That's the only prompt I put in to this story, okay? Visual style, depending on the look and feel you want, we're just going to keep this stylized corporate elegance one. How many scenes? Well, you can choose, I think, up to 12 scenes. Now, just note that the maximum video that at Google VO3, or the maximum scene or slide that Google VO3 will produce, is 8 seconds. So, I've produced 8 slides here. So we're going to have multiple slides here of 8 seconds each. That's the maximum that VO3 will produce right now. And then you've got some advanced options, which were open. I've just hidden them for a second. They're optional. This is optional, that everything under this scene counter, let's say. It's optional here, but we highly recommend it because it's going to give you more and more custom and more bespoke video that's on brand to your, and matches your look and feel and tonality of your message and of your story. So we do recommend that, although it's optional, these advanced options or these advanced questions are really important for you. So what's the strategic object of your video? What's the key learnings you want your viewers to take away? For us, it's always wear safety gloves, always wear always wear helmets, and always wear high visibility vests. Okay, who's your audience? It can be colleagues, work, whatever you want to say. What should the viewers do next? Is there an actionable insight you want them to take away? How would you like them to proceed, so to speak? What tone of voice fits the story best? We're just going to choose friendly, let's say. Who's in your story? So we've given it a character. We've said Alex Rivera, 30-year-old safety officer. Okay, you're free to put in as much or as little as you like. You can also not add anything in here, and of course the AI will just create, using AI, it will just basically create a character for you. But I've got a specific character in mind. That's what I would like to do. Any key products or props to show? Absolutely. Well, because we're talking about the importance of PPE, personal protective equipment, I want them to show a safety helmet, heavy duty work gloves, and high visibility vests. And then where does it happen? I've added here an active manufacturing plant with moving forklifts. And then I click continue. So what it's now doing is it's now basically breaking down the story. It's going to create now a short pitch for the entire story, just to give me like a bit of a summary of what I should expect or what I want. Now, it's not creating the prompts yet. It's basically just creating the initial pitch, okay? The type of narrative that it's looking to build, which I can edit. Okay, if it doesn't suit me, I can edit it. I can make as much or as little edits to this pitch, that's you're going to see very shortly, before it actually breaks it down into prompts. And because I've chosen 8 slides, it's going to break it down into 8 prompts for me. Okay, you're going to see very soon. Now, depending on the size of the video, I've chosen 8 prompts, so it's going to take a minute, let's say, to generate the pitch for that entire video. Of course, the fewer prompts or the fewer scenes that you add, the less time it'll take. But it's going to create this video for you. As I say, this prompt director is a tool that we've created for you inside Powtoon. It costs nothing to use. You're welcome to use as much or as little of it as you like. Now, here's the pitch. Okay, it's broken it down into the story summary, the characters, and the location. Okay, so here's the summary. It's given me Alex Rivera, knowledgeable safety officer, welcomes colleagues to a manufacturing plant, emphasizing the paramount importance of workplace safety through clear explanation and practical demonstrations. You see, it's picked up on that request I made. Alex systematically introduces the proper use of helmets, work gloves, high visibility vests, showcasing their protective benefits. Okay. Alex Rivera, 30-year-old. This is exactly what I told it to do. He possesses a clear, articulate baritone voice. So this is now, again, it's now starting to break the character into more detail. It's starting to give this character an actual personality and persona. Now, if I'm thinking, you know what, Alex, I want it to be female. I want it to be non-binary. I need them to have a high-pitched voice, whatever the case may be. His tone is friendly and authoritative, conveying expertise without being overly stern. Okay, he's a man with medium olive skin tone and neatly trimmed. I could say he needs a beard. I can give him a height. I can say what height he wants to be. You just simply click on edit, and away you go. And then the locations. I said I wanted it on a modern manufacturing plant 4. It's a state-of-the-art manufacturing plant, stylized corporate elegance, yada yada yada. And these are the 3 products. Remember, I said I wanted to focus on 3 products: industrial safety helmet, heavy duty work gloves, and high visibility safety vest. Now, notice the visual is even giving me a description of how that helmet is going to appear. Industrial safety helmet index 0, right? So you can edit this. I'm thinking, no, I want it at index 7, whatever it might be. Okay, you're able to go through. You can actually redesign the safety vest by giving it specific prompts on here, specific instructions. And then we click continue. Now, the third stage in this is now going to break it down into 8 prompts. Not the actual prompts we're going to use. It's going to create, let's say, a prompt summary. So it's going to take that story now, that narrative, that pitch that it's just created, and it's going to break it down into 8 scenes, like a storyboard, basically. Just before producers, directors create a movie, before they shoot it, they map everything out on a storyboard, okay? And that's essentially what it's doing for you now. It's going to create 8 prompts because I chose 8 scenes. That pitch is going to break it down into 8 summaries, let's say, for 8 slides. We can edit this if it doesn't work out, if it's something that doesn't work for us, before we actually go ahead and create the entire prompt. So scene 1, the summary is Alex Rivera welcomes viewers to the modern plant, sets a professional tone for safety. It's got the location. It's even given me dialogue, suggested dialogue. Welcome to our state-of-the-art facility. I'm Alex. Well, today we focus on what truly matters, your safety. We can change that. We can add I'm Alex, whatever the case may be, and it's got those 8 slides, okay? He explains the critical role of safety in the workplace. Scene 7 is he introduces the high visibility safety. So it's really broken that down into that entire summary into 8 slides. Now, and this is what's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a couple of minutes to do this, but that's okay because I've already prepared the prompts previously. It's going to create the VO3 prompts, as it says, for every single scene. So it's going to take those summary and now create an incredibly detailed and, to be honest, highly complex prompt that I certainly wouldn't be able to write, would you? For each of those 8 scenes. And I've done that a little earlier. This is what it looks like. It's created 8 prompts, 8 highly detailed prompts, okay, for each of those scenes. Now, you've got a few options here. You can edit the prompts. You can copy it, which is very important. I'll come to shortly. you can go through and overtype it. So Alex Rivera has a medium olive skin with smooth complexion, the hair, yada, yada. It's going about professionalism with modern corporate athletics. He walks in confidently into the frame, stopping at a designated safety station. So you're able, again, and it's got the dialogue here. I'm Alex, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So this is incredibly detailed, highly detailed prompts. What I suggest you do at this point, just to be safe, is click copy all scenes, which now is going to basically copy the entire 8 prompts onto your clipboard and save it to a Word document, Google Docs, whatever it might be. Because at the moment, if you press X or you come out of this tab, oh, sorry, I do beg your pardon. I realize I'm not showing that tab. There we go. If you press X or come out of that tab, you'll realize that you've lost those prompts. You won't be able to get them again. So press copy all scenes, and then you'll be good to go. And sorry, I realized I wasn't sharing the screen there, but you can see here that it's created a very, very complex prompts. Alex Rivera's medium olive skin. It's talking about everything here. Safety protocols and manufacturing plant. And it's got even his cinematography, composition, wide shot, stylized, corporate, elegant. You can change this if you need to, as well as dialogue and some background music. 7 seconds, aspect ratio, everything. Okay. Press copy all scenes, save it to a Word document, or click Create in Powtoon. Now, if you click Create in Powtoon, it will basically open up inside Powtoon, and it will copy. As long as you're logged into Powtoon, it'll take you to Powtoon, and it will basically copy all those prompts into, let's say there's 8 prompts. It'll open up 8 slides and add those prompts automatically into each slide, and it's done that here. Okay. Alex Rivera has a medium olive skin with a medium complexion. The hair is short, neatly. So it's actually already opened up 8 slides for me. Okay. You can go onto the slides here and see there are 8. And you'll notice that the prompt has been added here into the slide description. This is the exact same prompt that I just generated a few moments ago. All you would need to do is click Generate Video. Okay. And that was a bit quick. I'll show you again. You click Generate Video, and it'll bring up our Google VO3 integration. Okay. This is a really detailed and visually detailed prompt. So I wouldn't have thought that you need a reference image in this case. And basically click Generate Video. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Change to VO3. Quick tip as well. When a slide opens by default, it opens it to 10 seconds. Let's just reduce that to 8 seconds because this Google VO3 slide will be 8 seconds. So you click on that. Switch it over to Google VO3 because you want to add dialogue and sound effects and professional lighting. That's the most recent and up-to-date version of Google VO. And then just click Generate Video, and you'll be good to go. Now, we did that. We've done that I've done that for you already, and I'm going to show you what the actual video looks like. I've added this opening slide myself, just created a blank slide, added a gradient, a color, and a work safety training video. This is the video that it produced. Let's see if this plays. And I'll show you this video that was made using Powtoon. And just to show you here, these are the prompts. Okay, the prompts have been added to the slide description in the script. So you can see that these are actually the Google VO3 prompts that we generated using the prompt director. Let's go back and show.
Hi, I'm Alex, and welcome. This video highlights the importance of personal protective equipment.
This safety helmet protects you from falling objects and head injuries. Always ensure it fits properly. That could have been much worse. Always wear your safety helmet. It's there to protect you. These work gloves protect your hands from cuts and abrasions. Make sure they fit well and are in good condition. Don't risk it. Gloves are essential for protecting your hands. It only takes a second to put them on.
So there we go. So you can see how that was created, again, using these prompts that we didn't write ourselves, for sure. It was all created using Google VO3 and the prompt director. Now, it's worth noting that the benefit, really, of having Google VO3 inside Powtoon is that you can utilize all the other Powtoon core capabilities to enhance and elevate your video, such as here, text. Okay, so we've added here, protect you from falling objects and head injuries. You're basically highlighting what the he's obviously explaining the importance of a safety helmet, but you're also here highlighting also visually through words and text on the screen the importance of that, which you can't do with Google VO3. You can't have currently, at least in the current version, VO3, you can't have like text appearing on the screen in this manner, animated text. We've done the same thing here with gloves, protects you from cuts and abrasions. Again, this is just Powtoon overlay that we've used, and we've done the same thing here on this slide. Now, the reason what's going on with this slide, if I just play it back from the beginning. Okay, so it's not.
Don't.
Now, you might have missed that, but basically what's happening there is he's sawing or he's cutting this piece of metal, okay? And the piece of metal pops out and he goes to pick it up, which is the last thing you want to do when it's the last thing you want to do when you're in, you know, on working on a bench. You can see the gloves are there. He's not wearing the gloves. That's obviously going to be a hot and sharp piece of metal. The problem with one of the challenges, I suppose, you need to be aware of this with Google VO3 is it won't show blood. It won't show injuries. Okay, at least not at the moment as well. Also, up until recently, they wouldn't show like children or teenagers. I believe you can do that now. You can generate those kind of characters, but injuries and blood and things like that, it doesn't show you. And there's not a great deal you can do about that currently. But what we did do, because we're in Powtoon and we have overlays, is we've added this exclamation point, like this warning, this danger symbol to say, hey, be careful here. And then in the next slide, he goes on to explain you should be wearing gloves. So there's that one. Christina's saying this is really impressive. Thank you, Christina. I hope you get a chance to use Google VO3 and even our prompt director. If you didn't see, I shared the link to the prompt director which built this video. I just shared the link a few moments ago. So thank you for that comment. And I think you'll appreciate like the quality of that video. And again, every element of this video, every element, the visual, the audio can be customized as much. You can go back in even to this first slide, okay, click on the script, or this second slide technically, and change whatever you need to do and just regenerate it. And there you go, it's done again. Voiceover, so you can have, using the text-to-speech, for example, you can generate an audio description if you want, right? So you've got the visual description of what's going on. If you want to have like an audio description, so perhaps your organization, or you need to, you're an organization and you want your content to be accessible to those with maybe visually impaired, okay? So you're able to add audio description to those who are visually impaired. In the same way, people who might be hearing impaired, right? So you can also add closed captions. So Powtoon has the ability for you to generate closed captions as well if you need to. So you can do that inside Powtoon. Okay, so there we go. So I don't have any more questions. So we're probably going to, what else did I want to show you on this thing? There's a couple of things I wanted to show you as well, just before we go. Here you'll notice the timeline. So if you've been using Powtoon for a while, you'll notice how we offer basically quarter-second increments on the timeline, which means you can align objects at quarter seconds, okay? This is a bad example because there's no objects really on this slide. We go here. So this nice little shape here, you can see we've aligned 3.5 seconds, which basically means, as you probably know, at 3.5 seconds, there you go. It's got a little entry effect there. It appears. Now that's nice. So that means you can align at quarter second increments. However, we are very shortly, hopefully by the end of the month, now going to be increasing the, what can I call it? Let's say the incremental indent, I suppose, on the timeline to 30th indents, 30th points of a second. You're going to be able to line up objects. Let me show you what I mean by that rather than explain, which is what we like to do at Powtoon. Here we go. I'm going to share this tab here. Here we go. This is a tab of the occupational health and safety video that you saw at the beginning of this stream. But this is like our demo environment. This isn't live yet. You'll see here on the timeline, which you'll be able to zoom in. And if we just focus on, let's say, second 15 to 16 of this slide, you'll see how as you expand or as you zoom in, you've now can go into 30th, or let's say 30 frames of positioning, let's say, on this slide, which means you can have any object. So, for example, this text appears there. You can have this text appear at 15 frames into that second. Okay, and that basically means that you're able to get a smoother, more accurate movement. It could be a character movement, character asset appearing on the screen, whatever it might be. character starting talking at the exact moment you need to. So instead of going from quarter-second increments on the timeline, you're now able to go to 30th of a second increments on a timeline. It means basically you've got 30 points on the second on the timeline, which you can align objects to. So that gives you a lot more greater freedom over your content, over your the assets on the screen. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention as well, I'm just trying to find the relevant slide or the relevant studio. Here we go, to show you with, is this one here. We have released today, just today, the ability for you to have your own custom avatar inside Powtoon. So I touched on avatars briefly before, where we have about 500 and growing different generic avatars available for you to use. And our avatars cover a wide variety of use cases and verticals. We have characters in different positions, some sitting, some standing. Here we go, sitting on a couch, sitting on a chair, sitting on a stool, whatever the case may be. Holding, what's he holding? He's holding a laptop there, okay? Which is great. Avatars are really powerful, right? It's a nice way for you to get your message across by being spoken to by, let's say, an AI human, but still a human at the end of the day, of sorts. Which sometimes for content, it might make it more relatable. Your workforce, your colleagues, your students, whatever, might be better suited speaking or at least being spoken to by an AI human rather than a cartoon character, an animated character, for example, which is great. And of course, it helps you to scale content so much more faster when you're using a custom avatar rather than having to video someone, a talking heads yourself. However, it would be even better if they had a familiar face to look at when the message is being delivered. So now you're able to have your own custom avatar inside Powtoon. In order to do that, at the moment, you would need to contact our support team, which is their email addresses on the, basically very simple, support@powtoon.com. And we can talk to you about how we can get that set up for you. Now, the custom avatar, I've got an example of the custom avatar here that I created earlier. We basically would need you to create a few videos, shoot a few videos against a blank, ideally a white wall, and then we'll be able to create your avatar, which will be available for you here inside your avatar menu, as well as having your voice cloned. We do that for you, and your voice cloned, and it will be available for you in the text to speech menu, right? So you'd have a drop down here, and you'd see your voice. I think it will appear at the very, very top. That you can generate any voiceover using your voice. You don't have to record yourself. You just use text to speech. So I'm just going to show you how that looks. This is me, as you can see here, but it's not actually me. It's my avatar, my human avatar. Let me just play that back for you.
Occupational health and safety system. Monitoring involves designing a system to track safety indicators, measuring and evaluating these indicators periodically, and implementing methodologies to oversee management actions.
Okay, there we go. The audio wasn't that great. It was a bit echoey. I think I wasn't using a microphone. I was in an office. But you get the idea. So that's an avatar. And if you're an organization and maybe your CEO is sending out emails or whatever, sending a company update every quarter, how much more powerful would that message be if it was a video, and if it was B, your CEO presenting that message or talking to the audience? But of course, getting your CEO to sit down and shoot a video, and you made a mistake, you need to redo it, and then you need to make an update to it 2 months later. It's a nightmare. You need to think about audio and visual, lighting, acoustics, all that stuff. So what if you could instead have your CEO generated just as an example, as a custom avatar, and then you can control the message that he or she or they deliver permanently, right? Evergreen, indefinitely. You don't need to go in and reshoot them time and time again. You have that same CEO, for example, that familiar face, that familiar voice, deliver that message, welcome message to your new colleagues, whatever it might be, time and time again. And of course, if you made a mistake and we need to update a policy, no problem. You go back in and you change the voiceover, you change the text to speech. The other thing you can do, by the way, if you're using an avatar or custom avatar, is taking advantage of our AI capability or our translation capabilities powered through AI. So you're able to translate a Powtoon, any Powtoon, that has text on the screen, that has text to speech voice, or has an avatar, custom or one of our stock avatars. You're now able to change that at the click of a button to one of any of 90 languages. If I just quickly show you how you would do that, you would basically go to your your Powtoons, and you would click on excuse me, I beg your pardon. You would click on translate. There we go. You got translate. You can do a manual translation where you've just got to overtype on an Excel file, or you can translate the Powtoon. And translating the Powtoon basically gives you can choose a multiple of Powtoon, multiple of languages. Okay, we're just going to stick with Spanish for now. And do you want to download that translated file as well? What does that mean? Well, translated file basically means any spoken word. Okay, we'll also transcribe it into the Spanish. Okay, so not only will the video be transcribed, but for the purpose of closed captions. Okay, we'll give you a closed caption file, an SRT file, which you can then with the translated translated captions basically, and you can upload that SRT file together with your video inside an LMS, for example, which supports closed captions, that type of thing. Or if you don't need that, you just click translate, and it will basically create a secondary Powtoon or a secondary copy of that Powtoon called Spanish. Now, how does that actually work in practice? How does that actually sound in practice? Well, if I go back to that Powtoon, I've got a lot of studio tabs open. I just need to remember which one. Go back to that video I've shown you before. This is that same slide here, occupational health and safety system monitoring, design monitoring system, translated into Spanish using the same automatic AI translation tool. I'm just going to play that back to you.
Sistema de salud y seguridad ocupacional. El monitoreo implica diseñar un sistema para seguir los indicadores de seguridad, medir y evaluar estos indicadores periódicamente e implementar metodologías para supervisar las acciones de gestión.
Okay, so I don't speak Spanish. As you can tell, I probably barely speak English, but that is me. That's me having translated my own custom avatar into Spanish. So if you have a global distributed workforce, and imagine if you can create one piece of content. Okay, this is like an evergreen process where it's just going to work. It's future proof. Okay, you've got this one piece of content. Okay, and you can now, with a click of a button, you can now translate that piece of content into the 50 different languages that are spoken inside your organization, the 50 different countries, for example, where you have offices, you have colleagues located all around the world. That means that same piece of content that's translated into languages now, the company is suddenly aligned. Everyone's getting the same message. Everyone's getting the same tone. Everyone's hearing the same information to bring that company back into alignment together. Because I think that's a problem with a distributed workforce. You know, people working from home, people working all around the world in many different languages, being able to now communicate with them and align with them with the same messaging you're sending in English to French to Spanish. It's so powerful. And that's an example of how it works in practice. And great. So I think we're going to end the stream there. I want to say thank you to everyone for your time, for your questions, for your engagement. I hope it's been helpful to you. I hope you've learned something. We are going to be holding more of these Powtoon Studio lives at different times throughout the day, Monday to Friday. So keep an eye out in the studio for the messaging when it's going to come up. I do hope it's been valuable. I do hope you're enjoying your Powtoon journey. Remember, we're always available for you at support@powtoon.com. Just trying to find the graphic. There we go. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. No matter where you are in the world, I hope you're doing well, staying safe. Until next time, take care and happy